Hello everyone! This is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join ACE Radio School to continue learning while at home. This is for the nursery, primary, and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, and STEM subjects. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Maths. This is an ACE Charity initiative powered by Grundfos Foundation.
This broadcast is for secondary school students. Hello listeners, my name is Adesomi Temitayo, and I welcome you to today's English class on ACE Radio School. Today, I will be taking you through a summary of all that we have learned on the topic essay writing. This month, we learned that an essay is a group of paragraphs written about a single topic and central main idea. It must also have 5 paragraphs containing different points about the single idea. We studied 4 types of essays, which are narrative essay, descriptive essay, expository essay, and argumentative essay. We also learned about letter writing and the 2 types, which are formal and informal letters. What is a narrative essay? We learned that a narrative essay is a complete account of a story, event, or an incident that has taken place in the past. In a narrative essay, the writer tells a story about a real-life experience. It should be written in 5 paragraphs. Descriptive essay. We also learned that a descriptive essay requires that you have a clear picture on your mind of what you intend to describe, whether it is a person, place, object, or even memory of special significance, in order to create a picture of it. Remember that your descriptive essay should have a title and be written in 5 paragraphs. We also learned about expository essay, and we said an expository essay is structured in 5 paragraphs. It's a piece of writing that investigates an idea. It expands on it and provides argumentation. It presents everything in simple language to make the concept clear for everyone. This type of essay requires that you state facts and make your opinions and judgments known about the topic. Argumentative essay. An argumentative essay is written in 5 paragraphs. It is a form of debate that requires you to argue about a point of view and persuade your reader to accept your point of view with convincing points and provide evidence to back it up. In an argumentative essay, there are usually 2 sides, and you're requested to take one side. A good argumentative essay should be developed in how many paragraphs? 5 paragraphs, don't forget, and always follow this structure. On letter writing, we learned that a letter is a written message conveyed from one person to another. And we learned about 2 types. The 2 types of letters are formal and informal letter. For the formal letter, it is a type of letter written in a formal language for official purposes, like applying for a job. It contains 2 addresses, the writer's address and the receiver's address. Of course, it contains a title, don't forget. The language of a formal letter is formal and straightforward. Abbreviations, slogans, or pleasantries are not needed in a formal letter. The opening salutation is Dear Sir or Madam. It depends on whom you're writing to, and the sir should start with capital S or the madam capital M, followed by a comma. The closing remark is yours faithfully. Remember, we said the yours will start with capital Y, but the faithfully will start with small letter f and followed by a comma. Beneath is your signature, and beneath your signature is your full name, that is your surname and your last name. We also discussed about the informal letter. An informal letter is written to a close relative like your uncle, aunt, brother, sister, cousin, friend, pen pal, dad, or mom. An informal letter is expected to be intimate, that is, it must show closeness or close relationship between the writer and the person the letter is written to. An informal letter contains one address, which is the writer's address, followed by the dates. The greeting or salutation should be written as Dear, the name of the receiver, like Dear Musa. Okay, if you're writing to your friend and his name is Musa, just say Dear Musa, comma. Or if you're writing to your uncle, you say Dear Uncle Bala, comma. If you're writing to your friend or you're writing to your dad or mom, Dear Dad, Dear Mom. Don't forget the closing salutation we said should be written as yours sincerely, capital Y and small letter S with a comma, and only your last name will follow. Remember that an informal letter does not require a signature or a title like the formal letter. An informal letter, for the closing remark, you just need yours sincerely and your pet's name or your last name. Don't forget that a formal letter contains two addresses, while an informal letter contains just one address. A formal letter has a title, while an informal letter does not contain a title. A formal letter has signature in between yours faithfully and your full name, while an informal letter does not require a signature. Alright, well done students, and thanks for being a part of today's English lesson. You can catch up on past episodes on our YouTube channel called Ace Radio School. Don't forget to subscribe. Until I come your way again, it's Adesami saying bye for now.
This is an ACE Charity initiative powered by Grundfos Foundation.
This broadcast is for secondary school students. Hello listeners, my name is Mrs. Oluwashino Temiola, and I welcome you to today's mathematics class on ACE Radio School. Today, we'll be revising probability. I'll be revising all you have learned so far in probability. Before I proceed with today's lesson, I'll supply the answers to the assignment I gave you in the previous session. Emeka throws a dice. What is the probability that he scores 1, an odd number? When you throw a die, you can only get numbers from 1 to 6. So, what are the odd numbers from 1 to 6? What are the odd numbers from 1 to 6? 1, 3, and 5. How many odd numbers altogether? 3 odd numbers. Yes. Therefore, the probability of scoring an odd number is 3 over 6 or 1 over 2. Question 2. An even number. What are the even numbers from 1 to 6? 2, 4, and 6. How many even numbers altogether? 3 even numbers. Yes. Therefore, the probability of scoring an even number is 3 over 6 or 1 over 2. Question 3. A number more than 4. What numbers are greater than 4 from 1 to 6? 5 and 6 are greater than 4. Yes! That is, 2 numbers out of 6 numbers are greater than 4. Therefore, the probability of scoring a number more than 4 is 2 over 6 or 1 over 3. Great job! Now, get your pen and notebook and let's get ready to learn something new today. Previously, we learned that probability is the likelihood that something will happen. That is, whether an event will occur or not. We also learned how to use the appropriate keywords to describe an event. Words such as certain, impossible, likely, unlikely, and even chance are used to describe events in probability. For example, the day after Monday will be Tuesday. The day after Monday will be Tuesday. When you consider the days of the week, of course, the day after Monday is Tuesday. Therefore, the appropriate keyword to this event is certain. Let's consider another example. A newborn baby will be a girl. A newborn baby will be a girl. A newborn baby can either be a girl or a boy. Since it is equally likely to be a boy or girl, the appropriate keyword to this event is even chance. Good. Consider this interesting example. The sun shines so bright at night. The sun shines so bright at night. The sun never shines bright at night. The sun shines bright in the afternoon. So the appropriate keyword to this event is impossible. Great! We also learned how to pick objects at random. Remember, the formula for probability is probability equals number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. I'll take it again. Probability equals number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. Consider this example. Each letter of the word SCHOOL, school, is written on a separate card. SCHOOL is written on a separate card. Ahmed picks one card at random. What is the probability that the letter he picked is H? First step. How many letters are in the word school? Let's count. S1, C2, H3, O4, O5, L6. Great. There are 6 letters in the word school. There is also one letter H in school. Hence, the probability that Ahmed picked the letter H at random is 1 over 6. That is, the likelihood of Ahmed picking the letter H is 1 out of 6. Interesting. Still on the previous question, what is probability that Ahmed picks a vowel at random? How many vowels are in the word school? That should be O and O. There are 2 vowels in the word school. Hence, the probability that Ahmed picked a vowel at random is 2 over 6. This can be further divided to 1 over 3. That is, the likelihood of Ahmed picking a vowel is 2 out of 6 or 1 over 3. Great job! Let's consider another interesting example. In a game box, there are 5 red balls, 2 green balls, and 3 white balls. In a game box, there are 5 red balls, 2 green balls, and 3 white balls. What is probability that Funmi picks a green ball or a white ball? First step, how many balls altogether are in the game box? Let's add together. 5 plus 2 plus 3 equals 10 balls in the box. Great. Second step, how many green balls are in the box? There are 2 green balls. How many white balls are in the box? There are 3 white balls in the box. Fantastic. Third step, let's add the green and white balls together. That is 2 plus 3 equals 5. Great. And the probability that Funmi picked a green or white ball at random is 5 over 10. This is also equal to 1 over 2. That is, the likelihood of Funmi picking a green ball or a white ball is 5 out of 10 or 1 over 2. Fantastic. Well done, listeners. We have come to the end of today's session. We did a recap of all we learned this month on probability. I'd like you to try this as an assignment and send in your answers to this phone number 07036303182. Type your name, age, gender. If you are a boy, type male. If you are a girl, type female. Your class and the state you currently live in. I hope you have done that. Now the questions. There are 6 girls and 10 boys in a class. There are 6 girls and 10 boys in a class. What is the probability that the teacher chooses 1. A boy at random, 2. A girl at random, 3. A girl or a boy? I'll be expecting your answers. Catch up on past episodes on our YouTube channel called Ace Radio School. Don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, it's bye for now.
This is an Ace Charity initiative powered by Grunfos Foundation.
This session is for secondary school students. Hello students, my name is Ibrahim Mark, your Ace Radio School physics teacher. Welcome to today's physics class on Ace Radio School. Kindly get your pen and book ready to take notes. Today, I will summarize all we have learnt during our interesting study of the topics motion, types of motion, and forces. We started off by learning the definition of motion. We learned that motion can be defined as movement or a change in position relative to another body. We learned that motion has occurred if a body leaves a point or a position and arrives at another point or position after some time interval. We went a step further in our study by discussing the types of motion. We studied perfect translational motion. We described perfect translational motion as motion in a straight line. A train moving on a straight track is an example of a body undergoing perfect translational motion. We also saw that light travels in a straight line. Therefore, the motion of light is perfect translational. Another type of motion we studied was random motion. We learned that random motion is irregular motion or haphazard motion. The motion of the particles of fine powder sprinkled on water and viewed through a microscope is an example of random motion. This was followed by our study of relative translational motion, which is the motion of a body relative to another body. For example, the motion of the Earth relative to the Sun, or the motion of the planets relative to the Sun. Oscillatory motion was the next type of motion we studied. We defined it as a to and fro or a back and forth repeated motion about a fixed point. Examples include the back and forth motion of a child on a swing or an oscillating pendulum bob. We concluded our study of the types of motion by studying rotational motion, which is motion around a central point like a rotating ceiling fan, or the motion of a stone tied to a rope and made to go round with your hand holding the rope as the fixed point. Finally, we learnt about mixed motion, which is a combination of one or more of the types of motion. For instance, when a footballer plays or takes a free kick, the ball might move along a straight path and also rotate at the same time. Next, we studied forces. We learned that motion is caused by forces. Therefore, if there were no forces, everything would be in a permanent state of rest, or they will continue to move forever. We defined force as a pull or a push, which when applied to a body will cause a change to the motion or direction of that body. For motion to occur, a net force must be present. This means the force trying to cause the body to move must be greater than the force trying to prevent it from moving. We defined a net force as an unbalanced or extra force. It is the leftover force after overcoming an equal and opposite force. And just when we were about to close the class and run out to play, we realized there was a force opposing the motion of our feet in contact with the floor. This special force is called frictional force. Friction is the force that opposes motion, meaning it works against motion between two surfaces in motion and in contact with each other. Some effects of friction are: 1. It causes heating in the body between which it exists. We demonstrated this effect by rubbing our palms together. I really enjoyed this exercise. I hope you did too. We can also see this effect in the moving parts of the engine of machines, such as a car. Secondly, it causes wear and tear. This is why the soles of our shoes wear out after some time. Thirdly, friction reduces the efficiency of machines. This means friction wastes some of the effort supplied to a machine for it to perform a task. However, we also realize that the negative effects of friction can be reduced by using lubricants, meaning anything that is slippery, such as engine oil or petroleum jelly. We can also reduce friction by making moving parts out of hard, smooth, and flat surfaces, and by using ball bearings between moving parts. Finally, we found out some positive effects of friction. These positive effects include: 1. Friction is the reason we can walk without our feet slipping and causing us to fall. 2. Friction allows us to use a nail to hold things together, such as two pieces of wood. 3. In the olden days, before the advent of the matches, friction enabled man to lit fires by striking two stones together. What an interesting topic we had. However, before we go, I will give you an assignment. Kindly send your answers as a text message including your name, gender. If you are a boy, type male. A girl, type female. Your class, the subject, that is physics, and the state you currently live in. 2. 070 36 30 31 82. The questions are as follows. Question number 1. Brownian motion is an example of dash type of motion. A. Circular motion. B. Random motion. C. Linear motion. Question number 2. The following are ways of reducing friction except A. Lubrication. B. Using smooth hard surfaces. C. Using rough soft surfaces. Question number 3. Which of these is not a type of motion? Which of these is not a type of motion? A. Rectilinear motion. B. Random motion. C. Jobless motion. Send your answers to 070 36 30 31 82. I believe we had fun learning today. Till I come your way again on Ace Radio School, use the force in you to cause positive motion in the world and avoid friction with others. Bye.
Hello everyone! This is for all the children at home during this COVID-19 pandemic. Join Ace Radio School to continue learning while at home. This is for the nursery, primary, and secondary school children. We will be teaching you literacy, numeracy, and STEM subjects. STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Maths. This is an ACE Charity initiative powered by Grundfos Foundation.